El Salvador was able to close their deal with the IMF, the International Money Fund. And with this fresh new revenue or money,
injection of capital.
Yes. With this brand new injection of capital, El Salvador bought a whopping 11 Bitcoin. I am very excited for them.
El Salvador should hire you as their hype man. I think you did a phenomenal job teasing everyone here, and at the same time making the 11 Bitcoin. I was about to say 11,000 Bitcoin. 11 Bitcoin.
Just 11 Bitcoin. Welcome back, everybody,
to another week
of your favorite crypto podcast,
sometimes crypto,
the unscripted
crypto podcast.
Ayo.
Hey yo! 'Tis the night before Christmas Eve,
Yeah, it's Christmas Eve,
and the sometimes crypto team is getting ready. I don't know. I was going somewhere with it. My fault.
It's we literally just recorded the other day. And some things have happened since then, but not much. However, I do want to say William might be a little close to his prediction that he gave for last episode.
I'm quite off.
I know you're quite off, but momentum is gaining in your favor.
Is it? Are we pumping right now?
We, at least from where I saw it this evening to where it is now, I'm seeing a little.
I am so off.
Yes, but William, remember, we still have like 2 days. We have tonight, tomorrow, and then for like Wednesday, you're gonna see. Was that not the date, or you meant Tuesday?
Wednesday, no, it would be Wednesday. I thought it was from when we recorded.
Mm.
But in that case, I still have a chance. Then
He has a chance. He has a chance. I'm still.
we have cooled off.
I'm still far too.
No, you're on the money. Technically,
Yeah, I did say
we're in the range. You said you'll be the same. You will be at the same spot we were last week.
Yeah. Where were we last week?
We're about there. We're right around here.
Were we not at 100,000?
No. By what? We were probably off by 3,000. I think we're at like 98, 97.
Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, you're much closer. We're further away from 15,000 than that.
So essentially what we're saying is the CEO and founder of Bitcoin, Satoshi Nakamoto, put a whole discount price. He's Christmas special on all the Bitcoin available. And now's a chance before prices go back to regular full price.
Pretty much. I will also say it's a much. We've been holding this little 94,000 level, 93,000 level for quite a while now. We've been here for a little bit. Not really, but like it feels like it because we've been on the 100 plus. For
it does
longer.
feel like a bit. It does feel like a bit, but it's only been a couple days.
It really, yeah, it has.
It hasn't been all that long.
No. But we are cooling off, which is good. We're getting a little cool off.
Yeah, soon enough, we'll see a lot more liquidity coming in, more fear, or FOMO, fear of missing out. Literally, I think what William said last episode, it hits the nail on the head. People are going to be gathering around for Christmas, and the crazy uncles like us, essentially, will, the people who are in ankle deep, knee deep, into crypto will be talking up with their fams and making some FOMO out there,
causing personal FOMO. Yeah, problem. That's. I do feel like that would be the case. Also, to add to perspective, we have pulled back quite a bit actually, like about 14% from like the very top to where we are. So it's a respectable drop for a correction / pullback after the discovery phase.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah,
phase.
Exactly. It was a substantial enough to be significant. I was kind of waiting for that 15%. I kind of fumbled that Could have gone in at 14% discount. Don't worry, guys. I didn't miss a 10% discount. Didn't miss a 10% discount.
Well, technically, that means you would have bought 3 times because you buy at every 5% dip.
No, I did not buy.
Theoretically.
I did not buy at the 5%. I was like, no. I for some reason this time I was like, I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for the 10. I skipped the first 5% discount. I was like, let's go for the 10.
Okay, so it worked out for you.
Yeah, it did work out.
Yeah, we're sitting at 94,350, 340. So we're just hanging around for now, waiting.
Yep, indeed.
Which if we do start to lose this level, our next big zone will be just about 86,000, everything there. We go lower than that, 75 is our next stop.
This is a juicy drop right there.
Yeah.
Now the question is, will the ETFs let us get that far?
We'll find out. If it doesn't, well, we're still holding. We're still somewhat making higher highs. I mean higher lows. So we should be. We're still.
I just would need it to wait.
Bitcoin in itself has an odd structure.
I would just need it to wait about a week, for a paycheck to come in. Because I'm essentially cash poor right now.
Alex has no more dollars.
I got a credit card bill that needs to be paid, because of all the Christmas shopping essentially, and whatever was left over, I pretty much put into crypto.
Which wasn't much.
It's facts. It wasn't much, but it's what I got.
Cool. So apart from Bitcoin X, what do you got for us?
Apart from Bitcoin, honestly, William, it's looking like mostly Bitcoin today.
Well, before we get there, MicroStrategies did buy again today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You
said it. You
another
said that
purchase.
He bought.
I know. For some reason I just say oh yeah, just to kind of keep the ball on your side, so that.
Oh. I was hoping it wasn't. I was hoping you knew how much he bought.
Yeah, I do know how much he bought.
Okay, because I knew it was like 5,000, but I don't know if it's exactly 5.
Or no,
5.
Well, that's all I saw. 5,000. I didn't see
about 5,000.
Yeah, I just saw MicroStrategy buys another 5,000 Bitcoin. I was like, oh wow, significant.
Yeah. With that, I saw a tweet of Michael Saylor saying, "If you're not by the top, what are you doing?"
Michael has done that once or twice before.
Just you're drinking water?
Yeah, William. I got multiple beverages.
Okay, I see you.
Gotta stay hydrated.
All right, now I'll turn it back to you.
Okay. Well, MicroStrategies, as always, is on a buying streak. But since you mentioned that purchase, I do have to say there is another major contender out there making the biggest purchases that they can be making. And obviously, in the grand scheme of all things, they are actually a pretty big player when talking about size of organization. This is a country, a whole ass country is buying as much Bitcoin as they could possibly buy. However, this is one of the smallest countries in the world. So, El Salvador was able to close their deal with the IMF, the International Money Fund. What is it?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, fund.
And with this fresh new revenue or money,
injection of capital.
Yes, that's correct. With this brand new injection of capital, El Salvador bought a whopping 11 Bitcoin. I am very excited for them. Now, in comparison to MicroStrategy's 5,000 Bitcoin, it's nothing. It's quite literally chump change. But
El Salvador should hire you as their hype man.
Honestly, William, I would not.
I think you did a phenomenal job teasing everyone here.
I would not be opposed
and
to
at
that.
the same time, making the 11 Bitcoin. I was about to say 11,000 Bitcoin.
No,
11 Bitcoin.
just 11 Bitcoin.
Seem like it's been the greatest thing in the world,
Oh.
especially for a whole ass country.
Okay, so like Bitcoin is about.
If El Salvador could buy 11 Bitcoin, that means Italy should be able to buy one.
At least.
Because Italy's smaller than
At least one.
ideally.
So, in the grand scheme of things,
I think Mexico could buy more than El Salvador.
100%. Are you kidding me? Mexico could absolutely take in hella bread from hella Bitcoin. So
I feel like sharing that. That's all.
I do want to focus on the fact that there is a huge gap between 5,000 and 11, obviously, but mind you, there's only 21 million Bitcoin. That's to me next to nothing. I find it to be an incomprehensibly small number. When we take into account the fact that there are 8 billion people on this planet.
He's trying to get a visa for El Salvador, I think. He's trying to get a passport. He's trying to go somewhere where he can get the least amount of tax on his Bitcoin. And still pay the minimum amount of capital
gains.
World tax that the government has.
Oh, capital what?
That the U.S. has.
Oh.
Yeah, because the U.S. wherever you live in the world, you pay taxes.
American
to
taxes.
America.
Yes. The
So
gift the gift that keeps giving.
Exactly, mundo. But he's trying to get a residency, green card, visa in El Salvador from the sound of
I wouldn't be opposed to that.
Hype.
I would not be opposed to that. Okay, but like in reality, William,
he's trying to auction off El Salvador for himself.
I don't know about that one. But in reality, putting it into perspective, this country bought 11 Bitcoin. That's $1 million. Well, slightly less than $1 million now. Or about $1 million. Whatever. $1 million. How much, like, one Bitcoin, how close will one Bitcoin bring you to the wealth that El Salvador, like, to the amount of assets that El Salvador just acquired? Almost 10%.
I didn't understand your question, but okay.
So, like, owning one Bitcoin,
yes,
that's like, I don't know. I find that to be extremely, like, huge. Seeing how a whole ass country,
you're in the 1%, yes.
Seeing how a whole ass country, owning 1% will absolutely put you in the 1%. Seeing how a whole ass country just bought 11, it's wild. Absolutely insane. Okay, so the reason why the whole IMF thing I mentioned earlier was because El Salvador did have to let loose on a little bit of their laws beforehand, before they could get that money. Did we mention this on a podcast beforehand? On another episode?
We mentioned it. We didn't. We only mentioned the one specific law they would need to change.
Yeah. Which they did. Essentially, they had to. They could keep Bitcoin as legal tender. However, they could not force organizations to have to require it as payment. Like
offer it.
No. To acquire it as payment. So like. Essentially, in most places, like anywhere you go, if you have cash on hand, by law they should have to take the cash because that is legal tender. So if I go to a company and say, I want to pay in Bitcoin in El Salvador before this whole thing got removed, and I say, I want to pay in Bitcoin, they by law have to be able to accept that. Now they no longer have to do that.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, which for only having to loosen up on that and being able to get, I think it was like $3 billion or like something like that, right?
No, it wasn't that much. It was 1.4 billion. Literally.
Not that much. Still talking about $1 billion.
Yeah, but it was half of what you said.
You just made the biggest deal here, saying now Salvador is the greatest country in the world for buying 11 Bitcoin. That's significantly less than what MicroStrategies has purchased.
You're putting words in my mouth.
And you're saying my $3 billion that I said.
You're putting words in my mouth, William.
Only half of 1.5 billion? Are we really like doing this right now? This guy.
Honestly, yes, I am doing that.
Irregardless. The fact that they only had to change a couple laws.
Yeah,
like
that was
like
like
the loan.
Mm-hmm. That was just one of them. Another thing is that El Salvador is going to essentially leave the chivo or the chop, their local currency. And residents will have to pay their taxes in like US dollars.
What do you like pay the taxes that they gain throughout the year in US dollars and not in their local currency?
Yeah. So
kind of fucked up.
The IMF, directed El Salvador citizens to pay taxes only in US dollars to wind down the chivo. Which is what my bad. To wind down, they want to pay in US dollars so that they can wind down the participation of Chivo, which is their government, their Bitcoin government wallet. Yeah, so essentially the IMF just wants to limit how much cryptos used.
Exposure, how cryptos used, and the exposure that their citizens are getting to it.
Mm-hmm.
Bunch of meddling. Pretty much.
Yeah. And then in addition to El Salvador making some changes to their whole crypto approach, the United States government had a pretty big announcement today with Donald Trump's new appointed president of the Crypto Council.
Okay.
So
what happened here?
What happened? Oh, you're asking me. Okay. So Trump announced earlier today that the president of the Crypto Council would be this man known as Bo Hines. To me, I was like, who the heck is this guy? And essentially, he was a former House candidate back in 2022. I say that, and that means that he did not win his election. Essentially, He did not. I have no idea who this guy is, and I found that to be a very surprising pick. So he did make a post. He said, "Thank you, Mr. President. It will be an honor of a lifetime to serve in your next administration. Thank you for everything you have done to continue to do for our country." He wrote that on X. And I add, "I am thrilled to work alongside the brilliant David Sachs to ensure that this industry will thrive and remain a cornerstone of our nation's technological advancements."
Okay.
Yeah. So, in addition to this guy, we also have Andreessen Horowitz, who is the venture capitalist for Andreessen Horowitz, as a advisor for technology, which is interesting because Andreessen Horowitz has had a lot of really early on picks in the tech field and pretty much made an insane amount of money by
He has made a
funding these unicorn.
fair chunk of change.
Yeah, by funding these unicorn companies.
More than one.
Yeah. Definitely more than one. So we are making progress. We are making progress in potential openings of paths for crypto within the United States legal system. So 2025 might be a pretty decent year for crypto. Besides the fact that we are expecting a full-blown bull run.
At that point, yeah. Yeah. Also, I forgot what I was gonna say. I had thoughts and they left.
I feel like people are probably gonna get a lot of heat in like 2026, 2027 when the bull run does die down. Markets do correct, and then everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, I got exposed to this because the government said it was okay and lost a lot of money." But we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that plays out.
It should be
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. For those that will not be running for for those that will be running for office of some sort, they're gonna have an uphill battle.
That they will. It's kind of why they're kind of why Doge has that 2-year marker on itself.
What tier marker?
That Doge has basically the first 2 years of Trump's presidency to get the most amount of recommendations done and approved. Because if they don't get anything done by that time frame, they're out.
Oh, I see.
Like they're getting rid of it.
He's talking about the Department of Government
voting.
He's talking about the Department of Government Efficiency. I thought you were talking about the coin.
No, why would I be talking about the coin? It's a fucking meme coin. We're still here waiting for it to blow up. It just came down from like 40 cents. Now we're back at 30 cents. Waiting for the next pump.
What do you think? Do you think Doge would do good? The coin, not the.
The coin or the coin?
The coin.
So I think it's to $1.
To $1.
I don't know enough about its current circulating supply, if it's increased or not, or by how much.
Mm-hmm.
But if it hasn't increased much since its launch, it could get to $1.
You know, I saw a video. I think it was which one's the one with the British guy?
Last bull market, it pumped to 82 cents. 73 cents, my bad.
Yeah, it's very possible that it reaches $1 then.
73 cents, and we're already halfway there.
Wait,
We got this cycle to 48 cents.
Are you talking me into Doge?
I ain't doing nothing. I am not. This is not financial advice. You do whatever you want.
Heard.
I am saying it's quite. I've been saying from the beginning $1. $1 doesn't seem out of this world, especially if we consider that the market cap of total 3 should get to like $1 billion almost this cycle, which is a metric shit ton of money. So I don't see why not.
Okay. I think we'll do it. Think about join the meme coin rave and hop into Doge. I'm kind of chicken shit with it though.
Why?
I don't know, man. It's a meme coin. To me, that's just like, oh.
It's all a meme coin. We all just believe the fundamentals it has. Everything all the tokens have.
That is viable.
It's all meme coins.
Damn, should have bought a year
Just
ago. Should have bought a year ago at 7 cents.
That's when I bought.
He's like, I'm good. I'm chilling.
Yeah, I've only been selling.
This guy.
So total 3,
Mm-hmm.
the market cap should minimum get to 1.69 trillion. We're currently at 1 trillion.
We got
You know how much money that is that would get into the market if we increase by that?
1.69 trillion. So $690 billion dollars is expected to inflow to the total 3.
That would be a safe guesstimation.
That's a pretty penny.
That's a pretty penny.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
A lot of tokens will move with that.
Interesting. So now, how about the other Doge? Do you think that they're gonna make some progress?
So for that one, the main thing is Trump will have to really consider and take the considerations that Doge is recommending.
Mm-hmm.
Because since they're not an official agency, they can only make recommendations, and then the president has to implement them, or maybe get it through. Someone has to get it passed through Congress.
I see.
So if they can, if Trump has to vote it in, then we'll see how friendly or how much Trump is playing ball with Elon and Vivek in that case, because he's the one who's going to give the final okay.
Yeah.
If they want to cut, an example, 30% of staff or 25% of staff, Trump has to be the one who signs that order.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Was it not Vivek who said that he was gonna cut staffing during the debate?
Yes.
And he said that he had like a pretty solid plan for doing it fairly or indiscriminately.
Yeah, so if I remember correctly, the way they would have to do it is they can't specifically target specific groups or like departments. He would basically have to give, if your Social Security ends with 9, you're in. Or no, your Social Security is even, you're in. It's odd, you're out.
That's 50% cut.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It might be like well, there's mostly prime numbers, so like 3, 5, 7 out of 10 out of 9.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, crazy, but yeah, something I do remember it being something along those lines, like you said.
It would be something like that, and then, he said you'll basically have to do that twice, and then hire back the people you need.
Well, yeah. That's the same. That's the same way that Elon ran Twitter.
Yeah, that's what Vivek has done in the past in companies similar to Elon, which is you're gonna have to fire everyone indiscriminately and then rehire those you will need.
Mm-hmm.
How it will go down because it's the government.
We'll see. We'll have to wait and see.
We'll see. That's gonna be its own little thing, shit show, Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to call it.
Essentially.
Because there's not much to do, really.
Yeah. Interesting.
It would make for a bearish market, just because if it were to cut that percent, the jobs report would come in much higher. Like, there have been more jobs lost for it because of the cut and how much people do work in government.
Yeah.
Which is part of the reason why the market's also kind of nervous and did in my opinion, somewhat of an overcorrection for the news that was given. With
the Federal Reserve?
Yeah. Because they also look at jobs report and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
So they also looked at like the futures unaware, shaky.
Yeah, my thing is just like, if you have people who are not getting like easy pay at the government, then they might actually be able to go into society, find something wrong with it that they don't like, and create a product or service, charge and provide that product or service, it might actually make more money and provide more than a meaningless job at the government.
Yeah, but I think most people in the government make pretty good money. With decent amount of benefits.
Yeah, 100%. I'm not saying they're horrible.
No,
and
I mean,
pay.
no, I'm saying that there'll be most people in government jobs. I'm not gonna say everyone or anything like that.
They're
but
comfortable.
They
Comfortable.
They're comfortable. They make good wages.
Mm-hmm.
They get holidays off.
Yeah,
They don't
yeah,
have to
100%.
overwork.
Yeah, true. But my thing.
No, does the system? We need a better system. 100%.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, like, if it's not a government job, then they might be able to. Yeah, they might have to work a little bit harder, but they might also be able to make significantly more.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
I guess it would be more towards the older folk. Not older in the sense of, like, just the ones who have been in the same job for 10 plus years or something like that. They'll be like, damn, I have to relearn a skill or relearn a new thing if I can't find something similar to what I was doing.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to be pretty. That's for sure.
It will not be pretty. No. It'll be the furthest thing from that.
Yeah, pretty bad.
It'll be the furthest thing.
So, William, we haven't spoken about this guy on this podcast yet because there was literally no relevance to what we talk about. But there might be a little bit of very slight, like, there's a bit of a stretch, essentially.
Minute?
Yeah, a stretch. This is just so we could talk about it.
Okay.
The Luigi Mangione.
The healthcare killer?
The healthcare killer. What have you heard about him? Thoughts, opinions?
Conspiracy corner?
Conspiracy corner. Well, actually, before we say any of that stuff, he is going to jail for murder.
Rightfully so.
Yeah.
See.
But yeah, well, it's maybe put on your conspiracy hat, and then I'll drop some more of the jail stuff later.
So I'm assuming you saw the first video, the video of him doing the assassination.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What was your first impression when you saw it? What was your first impression?
CEO got. That was my first impression.
Yes.
I didn't really see much of his face. I don't know.
So
I didn't really think much about it. I was like, oh shit.
So I didn't think much, but my first initial thought was, damn. I didn't know who they got. Then I saw it was a healthcare CEO. I'm like, oh, damn. Then my second initial thought was, that seemed really professional, or very calm at least.
Yeah, true that.
It seemed calm, cool, and collective.
Mm-hmm.
He was so calm, cool, and collected, and seemed so professional. I kind of find it funny how they got him so quickly.
Insanely quickly. Almost as if he wanted...
In McDonald's.
Almost as if he wanted to get caught.
Right? They found him with the murder weapon.
Mm-hmm.
And the silencer that he used with 10 grand in multiple currencies.
Mm-hmm.
And a manifesto.
Yeah. All...
Right? They found that all in one. Now, I'm assuming, not professional, right? I'm not a professional killer, but you kill somebody like that. Ice cold blood, middle of New York City, covered your face entirely. Nowhere in New York City do they catch his face, apparently. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hear none of those reports. It means you're covering it up enough to where you're like, I don't want to get caught.
Why get caught later?
Why get got later with everything on you? Wouldn't me never have hurt a human in any way of that capacity before. First thought, get rid of this gun. First thought.
Shove it in it.
Gun goes one way, bullets go another. The silencer goes somewhere else.
Throw it all in an oven. Melt that shit down.
Nah, bro. You go to the East River. You're in New York. Just dump one. There's plenty of guns and bodies down there.
True that.
Dump one of those there. You already live in Pennsylvania. On the road down.
Mm-hmm.
Throw the silencer outside.
Yeah.
Stop at a bathroom when you go, instead of going all the way to Pennsylvania, go to Texas first. Stop by there. Throw the bullets out in a restroom. Stop there. Then go back up and dump the gun somewhere else.
Yeah. It really is.
Second thought.
Weird.
You have 10K cash. Someone paid you for this because you have in foreign currencies. I ain't assuming you pulled out 10K in foreign currencies just like that. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, right?
Right? Assume that gentleman right there. Why would you keep him for foreign currencies? He's a smart guy. He went to fucking big boy schools.
Mm-hmm.
And he dropped out because he got hurt in the neck, apparently.
I think it was the back.
Yeah, it was a neck back. I mean, it's all the same. It's close enough.
It's fine. It's the spine. It's all the same shit.
It's a spine. But, I mean, I don't know. I feels like it seemed very professional.
Mm-hmm.
To very unprofessional catching. And even if you really wanted to be free,
mm-hmm.
you traveling with the evidence and then having 10K in random other currencies doesn't make sense, right? I don't know. Or maybe he didn't give a fuck and he was just like, fuck it. I'm just gonna go get some nice ladies, take them out to dinner, and then we'll go call it a day. No, maybe.
Yeah, I think it is kind of weird how all that unfolded.
And also, healthcare CEOs now are watching. They back out.
They're back out there.
Unfortunately,
someone told me
they back.
Someone told me that the new CEO that took his place said he wasn't going to change a thing, which is just wild work.
Healthcare companies, health insurance companies should be taken out,
mm-hmm.
not the people like the actual companies. Just in case.
Yeah. So he is going to be housed at the same
that's right.
exact prison as
who?
As William's favorite person in this world, SBF.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Diddy. I got nervous. I was about to say, I'm like, that's not my favorite person in the world. No, that's my second favorite, but okay.
Yeah, no. Sam Bankman-Fried and Diddy will be Luigi Mangioni's cellmates.
Cellmates?
No, I don't know about the cellmates, but
not really, but
probably not. But
they'll be in close.
They might see each other
vicinity?
across the food hall.
Maybe, just maybe, hear me out. The government is quote conspiring to put them all in the same cells, like put them all together in one room,
and then
so that they can meet and pass out information. Nah, bro, because they all work for the government one way or another. That's a lie, guys. It's
I thought the conspiracy that you're gonna go with is like they all like somehow simultaneously stabbed each other at the same time, and they're all dead.
That's a better one.
Yeah.
That's a funny one too. Like they all committed suicide at the same time.
And then, oh well.
That's why you never heard any of them scream out for help, because they all, did it together. Also, Marlito, you may want to bleep some of these words.
Which words are you trying to bleep?
Suicide, definitely you want to bleep that one. Anytime I say the S word, which is the word, Marlito, you bleep that out for us, please. That's a problematic word here on YouTube.
Yeah, that S word is definitely a problematic word.
But damn, they're all together now.
Yeah, they're all gonna be. Essentially, Mangione was charged with 20. My bad. He is 26. He was charged with murder. Obviously, because the guy killed him. I mean, he killed.
Of the first degree, I assume.
I don't see that here. I think it was like.
It should be.
I think there was like 2 counts. It was like first degree murder, like planned, intentional. Like there's like there was a couple counts.
Yeah.
He's likely serving life for that.
He's not getting out early like SBF. That's for sure.
Yeah. So the part that surprises me is like all of like the support that he's getting. He's like, oh, everyone's like, yeah, got his back. And I just look at this and I'm like, this is a drama-filled event.
I think you realize with, unfortunately, that CEO's killing who had a family and how all these things,
Mhm.
that no one likes insurance companies. On the great, like on the one side, the majority of people can all hate insurance companies, providers,
Mhm.
takers, like all of them. Especially when you find that, you realize that they're not trying to pay you out what you're owed or anything like that. The majority are trying to stick it to you the best they can, or pay the least amount possible. And if that has to be like putting blame on you or whatever, then they'll do that.
Yeah.
And for those who had insurance and it worked out for them, I'm glad. It's supposed to be that way.
Yeah, it's supposed to be that way. It really is.
It's supposed to be.
But that's, I don't know. I can't condone and like praise what Luigi did. But what I can say is, if you're the CEO of a major company, doing horrendous acts where like people are counting on you for your service and your product, and that's what you're getting paid to provide, and you don't do that, like you reap what you sow, like karma type deal, like.
Yeah. So apparently I saw like numbers come out that like the current CEO who's been in, who's currently in and who's held the seat for I don't know how many years, has like denied like the policies they have implemented have denied like 80,000 claims or some absurd number, that the majority, like it's like how many deaths have occurred because you've denied these 80,000 claims. Obviously it's not him individually, but if you're placing the policies and the outcome is someone dies for whatever reason, that you could have, their insurance should have done X or Y and it didn't. It goes to the whole thing of, you just said, you do reap what you sow.
Yeah, that's essentially what I think. People are kind of like rallying behind. It's like, oh, like someone had the audacity to go and actually pull the trigger. I think that's the right word. And give it like, and
assuming it wasn't a hit job.
Yeah, which that was one of the conspiracies I heard. It was like, oh, someone like the CEO was on his way to a board meeting.
Yeah.
It's like maybe someone at the board meeting, if not the entire board, granted, this is not based on anything, was like, you know what? Let's off him. Take the company.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was just thinking like someone off them that wanted the same thing. Like he messed with the wrong like person.
Oh no. This is more business.
Like corporate espionage.
Yeah, corporate.
Yeah,
type
maybe.
thing.
Or maybe like from another company was like, let's take them out.
Mm-hmm.
They're weak. Who knows? But
that would be crazy. I think greed, like within the company, would.
It is a much greater factor.
Yeah, versus an outside company. It's like, cool, we get rid of the CEO, but like someone else might just take his place, and they might not know the new CEO as well as this one.
I'm with you.
So, I don't know, but again, just conspiracies.
Okay.
And then, I haven't mentioned Craig Wright, have I?
No.
Okay, so this is another dude who is gonna be sent to prison. However, his case is
It's
severely...
a much greater offense.
I was gonna say the opposite.
It's a much greater offense, in my opinion.
So Greg Wright is a self-proclaimed developer.
He tried to mess with the entire future of the human race, in my opinion, by doing what he did.
I kind of agree with you on that one.
He almost affected 8 billion lives.
And then some.
Much more.
Than one
and
man.
then some. Much more than the CEO of that of the health care.
Yeah, you know what? You're kind of right on that. Like, no lives were lost, but he definitely would have tried.
You could have lost plenty of lives due to, the S word that we're not saying right now.
Implication would have been way worse.
But continue, Alex. Tell us the crime this man committed and why he's only serving a measly 1 year.
So this guy
life in prison.
was sentenced to 12 months in prison for
a shame,
for claiming that he was Satoshi Nakamoto,
the great and powerful Satoshi Nakamoto. To be clear here,
the liberator,
the liberator,
the peacekeeper. Satoshi Nakamoto,
the freer of chains. Quote Game of Thrones, Daenerys Targaryen.
Yeah. So essentially, for a while, this guy is like some Australian developer. And for years, he has been claiming that he is Satoshi Nakamoto.
Of course, it's the Aussies too.
For years he's been claiming he's Satoshi Nakamoto, and essentially what he was like trying to aim for was to get intellectual property rights of the Bitcoin like network in its entirety.
He was trying to feed off the good name of Satoshi Nakamoto and the child that he left us to bear and infiltrate the monetary system we have today.
Yes.
And front run them for 12 years and still be able to front run them today. Slow pokes.
Yeah. This guy, not a cool guy at all, in my opinion. At first I heard, Craig Wright might be Satoshi. I was like, who the hell is Craig Wright? And then talks would be like, Craig Wright is not Satoshi. Craig Wright is not Satoshi. There's no proof that he is Satoshi. And essentially, anybody that says that they know who Satoshi is,
they don't.
Treat them as a liar. Because unless they prove it, they don't know it.
So before...
And that's
on topic to what we just...
But that's on Bitcoin policy. Verify, don't trust.
On topic to this whole, like, whoever they claim is knew or, like, heard of Satoshi or knows of Satoshi, like, personally, there's a video, it happened maybe a month ago now, where they're on a panel. It's Michael Saylor, Scottie Pippen, and the interviewer. And apparently, I'll give more context now, but the interviewer asked Scottie, he goes, hey, back in 1995, when you met Satoshi, how did that go?
Mm-hmm.
Saylor is apparently wasn't aware of this, that this question was going to be asked. You see Saylor, he's just like this, and all you see and hear at once is when we're going to meet Satoshi Nakamoto, and all you see Saylor go like make the most abrupt change in behavior and everything. And then Saylor goes on another pod and addresses it and goes, I felt that was very... You don't say those things. And it's like you treat Satoshi as Jesus. So he found it very out of pocket that Scottie Pippen will talk about Satoshi in that light in public.
Yeah.
Also, never confirming or denying. Saylor never confirmed or denied what the story was said afterwards, like in private, because he met with Scottie private about it. Nothing is said. He gives zero information about what occurred behind closed doors.
Yeah.
We don't know what happened in the room where it happened.
Essentially.
Essentially. I'm just piecing in my my movie trilogy at this point. Trivia.
So,
the room where it happened.
Yeah,
if you know, you know.
It's not a movie, by the way, but and then
it's on video. It's a movie.
And then the other one that you said was also not a movie. Game of Thrones. It's a series.
I'll give you that one. That was a series. I'll give you that one. I admit.
Okay, but this one I can see your point on that one. Okay, so Satoshi Nakamoto, part of what he did in staying anonymous with Bitcoin really helps Bitcoin be what it is today, because now there is no one to go after. The SEC literally tried going after Bitcoin. It's like, oh, this is a security. How?
Good luck suing.
Yeah. Who are you going to sue? Satoshi? Find him. Where does he exist? No one knows. He as a pseudonym. Might not even be one person. So yeah, I agree. Greg Wright really did try to do some bullshit.
Yeah. Well, to add, it's not even so much that he just created it and like, what did you say? What was the exact word you just used? Like,
pseudonym?
You said left, gave it up? No.
Oh, like left behind. Created? I don't know what I said.
Okay.
Wait a minute. I just let the words flow.
Okay, I got you. That's why I got you. So, I was gonna add to that the fact that he didn't just do whatever you just said, but he also like he completely gave up whatever amount of money he would have had as well in his own wallet.
Mm-hmm.
Like he financially was like, I'm abandoning this from this point forward.
Yeah, essentially, yeah, because
as of right now,
that there is a wallet associated to Satoshi Nakamoto. The only way, it has not moved. It has not moved. The
only way you prove your Satoshi is you touch that wallet.
You touch that wallet. That's the only way I will confirm someone as Satoshi Nakamoto.
You touch that wallet, or you have access to the messages that were sent. Like you can access it and send it under Satoshi pseudonym.
Something along those lines.
But it has to be like the highest level of like, you cannot fuck this up.
Yeah. But essentially, and you're right, William, he did abandon that wealth. Satoshi Nakamoto is currently one of the wealthiest people in the world because of how much Bitcoin is in his wallet. Don't remember the exact number right now, but I do remember
a million
Bitcoin.
Pretty sure.
Essentially, he is worth more. He was worth more very recently, at least. Prices of assets change quite significantly. But essentially, he was worth more by like $500 million than Bill Gates. That's wild. Like, and for him to give that up, true sacrifice. For the freedom of money, like for people to have true financial freedom. The history of Bitcoin really is quite fascinating, especially
when the whole thing. And it said that he controls 1.1 million Bitcoin.
Yeah, you went too far off.
So it's about 5% of the supply, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So, I just want to say, Greg Wright is not Satoshi Nakamoto.
He deserves more time in prison than a year.
Likely, yeah.
So, to a degree, you think people are taking us a little too serious when we say these things?
Maybe.
It's a you problem, not a me problem.
Yeah, I mean, he only got 1 year. Whatever we say isn't going to change the fact that he's only going to serve 1 year.
This is accurate.
Like, that means nothing.
So, yeah. On to something else, which, Alex, I think you will find this interesting.
Okay.
What do we say without zero doubt in our minds, 100% of the time goes to zero.
Fiat.
Yes, he's not wrong. We do say that. So this is like a cousin to fiat that we always say goes to zero.
Oh. It's meme coins, but it's a specific class of meme coins.
Correct.
The ones that celebrities are endorse.
Correct.
Those
Celebrity
always
meme coins
trash.
always go to zero.
Always
They're
go to
always
zero.
trash. You never buy them, no matter what.
What happened?
I know we discussed about it who it was before, so if you do still remember, you can just say the name immediately. It's fine. Who do you think it is again? Who do you think is the? Give him that hook to it, baby.
That was.
I hope you didn't spit on the microphone. That would have been nasty.
Yeah, I got a Willy right there. No, I'm kidding.
That's disgusting. So, Haley Welch has made the cryptoverse and is in the sights of CoffeeZilla,
Oh yeah.
and that's never fun.
No, yeah. CoffeeZilla's not the type of person you want to have on your enemy list.
You don't want him to be against you. That man
He
points.
He digs deep.
and he does,
digs
and
deep.
he shoots.
He digs
Yeah,
deep.
he goes for that shit. He will dig out the fact that you didn't flush the bathroom in second grade. And that one time you left the airport bathroom, you didn't wash your hands either, and you shook someone's hand. He'll dig that out.
Dig that out. But yeah,
He'll know.
yeah, scam of the year essentially.
What scam of the year?
Tuah coin.
I wouldn't say scam of the year, right? But she is also, the reason I bring her up is they're making a class action lawsuit against her for damages.
As they should. Oh, again.
I don't agree with. Yeah, against her companies and those
okay.
things. I don't agree.
Mm-hmm.
Because when we're scammed out of FTX, all we get is our bankruptcy filing. Like, we barely get our money back.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they're barely going to get their money back also.
I understand. But I don't know. I feel salty. I feel like we can't really sue as many projects as we want to, like, for these things. And here they are trying to
at the end of the day, they're not going to.
I hope they get their money back either way.
I
hope they get something back.
Yeah, essentially it's the same thing. Like, you'd file bankruptcy. You get some of it. You might not get all of it, but you get something. So that's pretty much what they're aiming for.
This is fair.
So
apparently, her token, Soar to Glory, reached about $500 million, and within an hour later, it has hit the shitter. And apparently, that they're reporting that the lawsuit's for about $150,000, nothing too crazy, $150,000 to $200,000, and that they're saying that there's insider prior knowledge and that the insider sold off.
Yeah,
meaning the team who helped launch the token.
Yeah, that's what I remember hearing.
This to,
because sorry for interrupting, but I watched a video of CoffeeZilla talking to their team on X, and he said something along the lines of, yeah, the people within the team don't have a lot of coins, but there was a pre-seed type thing where a certain amount of the funds of the coins were distributed to essentially investors who
there were pre-sales.
There were pre-sales, and essentially those are the people that pulled the rug. And then on top of that, there was this, I don't know the semantics behind it, but there was some transaction fees that would go to the foundation. And there was, for some reason, there was some part of the structure that wanted people to do a transaction. So they set up a high transaction fee is what it was. They were like, we're going to set up a high transaction fee to try to limit snipers. And very few
I remember reading
sniping
about this.
partooked. There were very few snipers, and the foundation, but transactions were still pretty high, and then the foundation made a bunch of money. So then coffee's up. But I mean, like, at that point, like, did it do its job? Like, I don't know.
So I read about the sniper here. I'm trying to look through it now to see, because there was a thing I had pulled up discussing how much was sniped, but it doesn't say. Let me see if it's here. Oh, yeah. So sniper activity. One wallet acquired about 17.5 of total Hawk supply seconds after launch, approximately $1 million, and sold for 135.8 million within 90 minutes, netting profit of 1.13 billion.
Wow.
That's like there wasn't many snipers. There was only one sniper, one time, one fat chunk.
Mm-hmm.
Which, mind you, for what he sniped, it's a pretty penny.
Yeah, that guy, good. That guy's
made
good.
It out. That guy made it good.
He's out of the trenches.
So, and as you stated, Coffee's team did find that they were pre-sold millions of tokens to strategic advisors, who then sold their holdings after the token went live. So if the team itself did not rug it, the people on the next layer out definitely did rug it.
Yeah. So then I'm assuming
100%.
the class action lawsuit or whatever is going against the foundation that made all the fees, all the money in fees.
So this is from Grok. So from what I have here, it's not Haley Welch herself. It's the team basically who made it.
Mm-hmm.
The foundation she created as well, and then a few specific people. So some of the people that they're going against directly is Alex Larson, Schultz, Clinton Soul, and then the Tuah the Moon Foundation. Those are like the three main people being named at the moment.
Yeah.
And then obviously the other foundations who partook in the creating of the token itself.
I feel like,
which, mind you, she went live with the token, like, and then went MIA since this whole thing hit the fan. And just spoke recently the other day, which I saw it, saying that we're working with FBI agents, we're working with all these people. Please, if you have any information, send it this way. We're creating a pile, essentially. So I think she sees herself in some deep trouble, and is trying to work with the FBI on this one.
Yeah.
To resolve it as with the least amount of penalties to herself.
Yeah. What I'm gonna say is, she might be very close to reaching the end of a 15 minutes of fame streak.
Yeah, she doesn't have enough star power to do this and then continue to keep a fan base.
Yeah, pulling a move that big, pissing off a lot of people. Like at work, I've heard a lot of people, "Oh, Hawk Tuah coin's coming out." I was like, "Oh God!" I told them all. I was like, "Do not buy that." I told them, I was like, "Celebrity coins go to zero."
Yeah, don't buy it and then hold it thinking it's gonna go up more.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can't even sell for what it's supposedly worth.
Yeah, get in and get out fast if you're gonna get in there.
It's quite difficult, but we'll continue to what you're saying.
Yeah, you can have a major incident like this for a 15-30 second viral video from earlier this year, and then expect to, like, because she was like kind of like on the right track doing her own podcast, but you killed, like, she heavily damaged her momentum with that.
Well, yeah, I mean, went after the wrong community. I guess you got CoffeeZilla on your on your sites.
Like she could have taken a much easier route, making an actual product white labeled, and
yeah,
not getting anyone's business.
There would have been no chance of you screwing people over.
Exactly. People are gonna know.
Minimum, you give them the product, you're good. Even if the product isn't what it said it was gonna be, it's better than what you did here.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it would. It's bad. Nah, she's in deep trouble. I don't think she has enough fame to make it out of. But who are we to say that? Like, we're not even famous.
Maybe she's resourceful. I mean, William, it was a viral video. It's like winning the lottery. The majority of people who win the lottery end up losing all their money.
This is accurate.
That's what I'm comparing it to.
That's a fair statement. Mind you, she tried to sue the guy that posted the video, because apparently she wanted him to take it down originally, like the first few, and then after some time she just let it up and doesn't even give him credit for like putting it up. Which is also kind of crazy. You made her famous, but not the guy who did the video famous.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It speaks to character.
It speaks that she's a woman and the other one was a dude. And everyone thought they should have an OnlyFans, most likely.
That last one might have been accurate.
That one sprinkles in.
Someone's
talking that crazy on Instagram. You're like, oh, was that OF? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that reminded me of a saying that I saw somewhere. OnlyFans detected, opinion rejected. It's like, wow.
That's funny.
But I mean, it doesn't really apply to this, but it's similar. I don't know.
Yeah, but she's going to go through this. Lots is going to be processing. We'll see what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And like we always say on this show, learn from our mistakes. We already did this. Already bought the celebs NFT. It went to zero.
They go to zero.
It won't be different.
Celebrity tokens go to zero.
Celebrity tokens go to zero. Celebrity NFTs will go to zero. The only way it does not go to zero, there has to be actual use case put in front of it, but from the minute you go to buy it.
Yeah. So, William, price prediction time?
Wait. Yes. So I will reiterate, I was off. I was overly bullish for a week's time frame. I didn't think we'll be here sitting at this recovery zone for so long. Also, I will also add, Bitcoin dominance has dropped significantly since then. Now we could continue our downtrend. And on that note, Bitcoin is currently sitting at a flat $94,068.
Yes, sir.
We are probably a little below where we were last week, but not by a lot.
Okie dokie. So, the question is, I guess, will we be up or down next week? What is the assumption here?
For me to say and keep my bullish momentum, meaning the Super Bowl we have been all journey, all this entire journey, I would like this to reclaim the $100,000 price action. We are still currently sitting at a higher high, at a higher low, I mean, from the other times. I would like it to stay here and push up to keep price momentum forward without looking at a much deeper pullback. Which, if we do get a deeper pullback, we will minimum see $88,000, $89,000, and I don't want to see that, because all coins will bleed and they will cry, and I will cry with them. So I would like to see for next week reclaiming of the $100,000 level. That would make me happy. 100K Bitcoin is what I want. That's what I'm calling for.
That's where
100K Bitcoin.
That's what you're calling for.
100K Bitcoin.
William.
Back in our bearish pendant.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it might not be a hot week. I'm really, what I think might happen is we'll see a little pump up tomorrow, Wednesday, maybe hold on Thursday, but Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday into the New Year's, maybe some bullish action going on. Maybe some bullish. Maybe we actually do see a 20% drop from all-time high right before the year ends.
You want to drop more?
That's
We're
what.
currently at 14% from all-time high.
Yeah, another 6%, and then start the year off with a solid.
You want to go down to 6% before the end of the year?
I'm saying that that's what I'm kind of feeling like it's gonna be doing. Not that I want to. I mean, I wouldn't be mad, but
so 6% puts us in the price I gave of $88,405.
Yeah. Essentially, I'm against you on this one for this week.
I want to hold this level and continue our uptrend. That's what I want to do.
Yeah,
I just want a deeper pullback.
That's typically like a solid position, William. Like holding this level and pushing forward, solid. Who doesn't want that?
Bears like you who want to buy cheaper.
That's fair. That's fair.
Well then,
We'll have to wait and see.
we'll have to wait and see what plays out. As of right now, it's more on your side. We're currently in a downtrend. We currently broke out of a channel, meaning if price were to push back up around 100,000 and not break above the channel, we can reject off of the channel and make a lower low. And that lower low would be in around 89,000 to the $88,000 range.
And that's what I'm saying. We're going to see a spike within the next 3 days. Recovery. Then after that, maybe not so much support.
So you heard that, boys and girls. First play out. Alex is calling this exactly. We go up 100,000. It rejects off the 100,000. We make a lower low, which would be around $88,000 to $89,000.
Yep, essentially.
My prediction, or what I want to see happen, is we break above 100,000. We're back in the channel. We consolidate for a bit. We hit back up to the channel highs. Make a higher low on that one. And from there, we continue our uptrend. Mine is a much longer process than Alex's. So, we need a lot of bullish momentum, guys, if we want to do what I just said.
William said, buy some Bitcoin, buy some assets, all the cryptos. Nah, that's not financial advice. He's just trying to be right.
It's not financial advice, but we are in the hot seat for these two predictions right here.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot can change.
Definitely.
So, ideally, by the time this comes out, is it this week or next week? Will it be New Year's by the time this comes out?
Maybe not. Probably like this
Midweek.
weekend, Friday, Saturday.
If not even.
No, maybe Friday.
So,
Probably Friday. This might be a
Yeah.
Friday episode, yeah, because we're recording a little day earlier.
Merry Christmas, because Alex does travel, so we wouldn't have been able to record tomorrow, and we would have been busy.
Yeah, we don't.
So
We would have been busy Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. Obviously, not the right days to be recording.
exactly, and we can't record Thursday because it would be too tight to come out even near this week. So it'll come
Exactly.
out for the following.
So we hope you guys enjoyed. Please drop a like, give us a share, give us a comment, let us know how we're doing.
Follow, subscribe.
Yeah, let William know how good he looks. That's more than enough Christmas present for him.
I'm a humble man.
He's a humble man.
Don't forget, Merry Christmas. By the time you maybe see us, maybe Happy New Year's. Belated Christmas, too. Happy belated Merry Christmas.
And happy early New Year.
And Happy Early New Year. Thank you.
Well, nonetheless, thank you for tuning in
Another
Well-
to another one.
of your favorite crypto podcast.
Sometimes Crypto.
The Unscripted.
Crypto Podcast.
Hey,
Hey, yo.